Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Love Song by Hunter Hayes. And we're going to start off with kind of that main bass lick for our verse. It's kind of that 3rd fret on the low E string, and then 5th to the 7th fret on the A string, and then we got 3rd to 2nd on the A string, and then we go 3rd to 2nd on the low E, and then you could play 2nd fret on the G string, or you may want to jump to 7th fret on the D string. And what can sound really cool is to kind of back that up with power chords. So you could back up that G note we're starting on with a G5 power chord, and then you could back up that D and E note with power chords, and then you could back up that C and B note with power chords, and then that G and F sharp note with power chords, and then kind of hit a D5 at the end. So you're going G, D, 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 E, C, G, C, G, sharp D, or you could back up that line with bigger chords. And if you were, you'd start on a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to A on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the low E string 3rd, and 3rd finger on the high E 3rd. Kind of strum that, this is G major. Or you may want to kind of readjust and use kind of 3 and 4 on the B and E string. And then from the G, we'd be going to an E minor chord, which is kind of A string, D string on the 2nd fret. And then you may want to dig on kind of adding in the 3rd and the 4th finger on the B and E to kind of make that an E minor 7. And then from there, we'd be going to a C major chord. And randomly on the C's kind of 1st finger on the B string, 1st, 2nd on the D string, 2nd, 3rd on the A string, 3rd. Or randomly, you can kind of lift off the 1st finger and make that a C major 7. Or you could add in a pinky and make that a C major 9. Or you could readjust to kind of play a C major 9 with kind of 3 and 4 on the B and E. And then from the C, we'd be going back to the G chord, and then there's this cool hit on a D major chord, where you got 1st finger on the G string 2nd, 2nd finger on the high E 2nd, 3rd finger on the B string 3rd, kind of working the D major chord, kind of hit at the end. And you may want to kind of, around D chords, you can kind of lift off the 2nd finger, make it a D sus2, or add in the pinky and kind of make that a D sus, so you can play around with different D chords. So you could kind of back that with kind of those chords, kind of G major, E minor, C major, G, D, G, E minor, C, G, B, and kind of play it that way. Or a lot of times with a song like this, I like to add a strum pattern. And right now we're kind of working kind of a down idea, kind of a down, down, kill it, E minor, down, down, kill it, C, down, down, kill it, G, D, kind of those down ideas. But one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this, especially to support my voice, is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the G and just tried that a lot. You have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Now the weird thing timing-wise is you may want to do the G with kind of a down, down, and then hit the E minor on the up, down, up, and then do the C for kind of a down, down, and then G on the up, and then hit the last D with the last down. This is kind of weird that way, but G, down, you're on the up, down, up, C, down, G on the up, E, G, down, you're on the up, down, up, C, down, G on the up, D, G, E minor, C, G, D. Or another strum pattern I would think about using through the song is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into 2 parts with our down, down, up, down, up. That's called an 8th note. 1, 2, 1, 2. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is long down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is on the first G, you go down for 4. Kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the second beat, you do it down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down. And then on the third beat, we're doing an up on 2, down on 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, up, down. And then on the last beat, we're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So all together, you got down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, to that main verse progression and have G with the down, 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 and then hit the E minor on the up, down, down, up, down, up. And then you can go to the C for a down, 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 and then hit the G on the up, down, and then go to the D for a down, up, down. It's gonna be a little weird too. G down, 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 E minor up, down, 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 C down, 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 G on the up, down, D down, down, G, down, 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 to C, down, 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 D, G, minor, C, G, until we get to our first chorus. And you'll hear this cool little bass line on the first chorus where you play 3rd fret on the low E string, 2nd on the low E, open D, and then 3rd on the A, and then later on this kind of becomes 5th fret on the A, and then 3rd fret on the low E string. So we're going G, F sharp, E, D, C, D, G, G, F sharp, E, D, C, D, G. It's kind of that chorus bass line. And you can back that up with the G major chord, or at least the start. And then when it goes to that 2nd fret on the low E string, you may want to think about using something called a D/F sharp, where you could kind of take the D shape and do the thumb over the low E string on the 2nd fret. That means a D with an F sharp in the bass. So you got your D chord and then your F sharp on the low E. Or you could use something called D/F sharp, where you do 1st finger on the low E 2nd, 2nd finger on the G string 2nd, kind of leave that 3 and 4 down, kind of working that G voicing. So you'd have the G, D/F sharp, and the E minor, and then a D, and then we go to a C, and then a D, and then a G through the chorus part. So if we tried that with our down, down, up, you could kind of work just a down on those first 4 chords, and then do the C with the down, and then D with the down, G on the up, down, up, G, D/F sharp, E minor, D, C, D, down, G, up, down, G, D/F sharp, E minor, D, C, D, G. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you can kind of get a down, down, up on the G, the D/F sharp, the E minor, and the D. And then when you get that last C, D, you can do the C with the down, and then D with the down, G on the up, down, down, up, down, kind of filling it in one more time. Minor, C, D, G, C, D, G, minor, D, C, D, G, G, D/F sharp, E minor, D, C, D, G. Kind of work it that way. Or if you're kind of digging on the power chords, you could kind of follow it with the power chord line too, kind of G, F sharp, D5, C, D, G. So that might be kind of a cool way to kind of rock it out too. And then from there, we'll be going into our next verse. Now, something else I think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, or the down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the G, you'd have low E for the bass. On the E minor, you'd have low E for the bass. On the C, you'd have the A for the bass. And on the D, you'd have the D for the bass. Unless you're doing the D/F sharp, in which case you want to bring out that low E string on the 2nd fret. So we tried our next verse with basses. We'd have G with low E bass, down, down, C, down, G, up, D, G, E minor, C, D, G, E minor, C, G, G, E minor, C, G, D. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could have the G, up, E minor with a bass, up, down, C, up, G with a bass, up, D, G, minor, C, from that verse, then we'd be going into our next chorus. So we'd have and we could add basses to that too, and especially if you're doing the 16th. This sound really good to kind of do the G with a bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down through those chords. bridge starts on an F major chord. Normally you do this as kind of a bar on first fret, second finger on the G string second, third finger on the A string third, and the pinky on the D string third. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F major chord. That sounds really, really happy. Now you could also use an F major 7th, which is a lot like the C, where you get the first finger on the B string first, second on the G string second, third finger on the D string third fret. And then from the F, then we go back to C, and then we go to an E flat major chord. And you could do this as kind of a 6th fret bar with 3 over the D, G, and B, if you kind of work on that, or dig on that. Or you could do it as an E flat 5 power chord, or you could kind of work the D shape and just slide it over 1 fret and kind of work the top 3 strings. It's kind of an E flat. And then we go back to our F, and then we go to a G. And then we go back to F, and then C, and then an E flat, F, G, with a D hit at the very end. So we tried that with our bass down, up, up, down, up. The F bar would kind of have the low E string for the bass. On the F major 7, you'd have the D for the bass. And on the E flat bar, you'd have the A string for the bass. On the little E flat, you may have to fade that. So we'd have our F with low E bass, C and then A bass, E flat, F, G, F, C, and E flat, F, G, and then a D hit. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could work it as kind of a C, half an E flat, half an F, G, F, C, E flat, F, G, and then that D hit to lead us into our last chorus. And we'd kind of be working that G slash after that line. D, C, D, G, D slash after that minor. D, C, D, G. Or you can follow the backward line. Kind of work it that way. Or if you know other licks around these chords too, feel free to kind of throw it in too. Kind of make the tune your own that way. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Love Song by Hunter Hayes. So good luck!